If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. We've been talking about Bobby Tarantino III for some time now. We first got those hints after that latest single Vaccine drop that Logic released last week on Friday, July 2nd. After that, he also took to social media to say Bobby Tarantino III, fun tracks and real raps, something that I covered in the past too because that was like a direct announcement of this new album coming. And of course, we know that this thing is coming sometime soon. We got that Vaccine single last week. Before that, we got that intro track that I know a lot of you guys think will not be on the record, but we just don't know yet. But it was the comeback of Logic, so we knew that something new was gonna come. And today, on Friday, July 9th, he dropped yet another single called Get Up. And this is, again, another stepping stone in like the rollout process of this thing to get to the final project, Bobby Tarantino III, that we're all waiting for. And today I wanted to talk about when we'll actually get this thing and when I think the release date of this will be. So let's talk about it. So in that last video I made about Bobby Tarantino III, where I went over my expectations for it, where I went into the intro track, into the Vaccine track, into what this duality of fun tracks and real raps might, come with. I mentioned that I could have really seen this thing drop on July 9th, so when you're watching this yesterday. But, of course, we didn't get it. We got another single, Get Up, which, to kind of, scratch on that quickly, I really liked that track. I thought the intro and the middle of the song really sounded like a supermarket leftover with him singing with that very kind of floating, eerie instrumental. I loved it. I also... it was very basic Logic subject matter of like having found a family because growing up he didn't have one, and whenever he's fallen, he's gotten back up and all that. Very motivational type of Logic song that I don't think anyone can complain about, but of course you could call it kind of basic and very just not deep reaching, but some surface scratching Logic level. But anyway, I love this thing. I thought the instrumental was great. I thought the way that he sung on it was great. And also that second verse where we got more of a rapping from him, I thought was great. And I think this is another, real rap song on Bobby Tarantino III. Because, of course, this is going to be on the record. Otherwise, he wouldn't have dropped it a week after that Vaccine single. Now, I did think that we were not going to get another single. I thought he really wanted to carry this whole thing out with Vaccine, but apparently we got a new single today, and this is where it's getting interesting because I think that we're going to get Bobby Tarantino III next week on July 16th. Now, there are a couple of things speaking against this. First of all, a year ago when No Pressure dropped, that dropped on July 26th, if I remember correctly. So if you wanted to do like a 1-year anniversary for it in some kind of spiritual successor, even though Bobby Tarantino III is not a spiritual successor to No Pressure, but still maybe like in his discography, that would be in 3 weeks on July 30th. But I don't think that he would choose this date if he's now gearing up fully. He's going all out promoting this thing. He's been back. He dropped that intro track, announced his comeback. Then he dropped the YS Collection Volume 1. Then he dropped that Vaccine single. And then he dropped that Get Up single. So we've got new Logic releases 4 weeks in a row now. That's something that we didn't even get when he was still unretired. Logic was always someone who kept quiet for a long time, then maybe released a single or 2 at most before dropping a record. But we've gotten 3 singles and a nostalgic tape so far in anticipation for Bobby Tarantino III. So I do think he wants to go big with this. And if he wants to keep the ball rolling, he needs to drop this sometime soon. Of course, these singles, the intro track, the Vaccine track, the Get Up track, they're not doing that well commercially. His older stuff used to do way better when he was in his Under Pressure days, in his The Incredible True Story days. Like, people were talking about that way more, but that's just not where Logic is at in his career anymore. So I'm guessing that we'll get this record next week on July 16th, it would just make the most sense because he still has some hype going, still has some kind of wave rolling, and when this thing drops, he's gonna have some kind of momentum going for it to hit. I don't think this will do that well commercially for that logic. It's just not at the level where he once was when maybe Bobby Tarantino II dropped, which was probably the peak of his respect in hip-hop. After that, it was, YS4, which was still amazing, but didn't do that well. And then also Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and Supermarket just kind of lowered people's expectations from his music output. No Pressure was a good comeback though, but it of course didn't do that well commercially. So I'm not expecting this new Bobby Tarantino 3 tape to blow up the world or anything, but I do think that for Logic fans, this can, be some fun tracks to play. I'm hoping it's kind of in the same spirit of Bobby Tarantino 2, where it's a lot of, turn-up tracks. We've seen that with the Vaccine one, a lot of more introspective tracks like Get Up, and I'm really not sure where this intro track could fit on there. I know a lot of you guys have also been talking about oh, it doesn't fit the vibe at all. It's not on the record. It's for another project yet to come. Maybe Ultra 85, maybe some other thing. But at this point, I really don't know. It might be on it. It might not. From the subject matter, it wouldn't really make sense. Also from the production, because even Get Up is more modern in its production. Doesn't have those boom bap drums, which in the intro track has. So it could be for another project, which would of course be very exciting to get 2 new Logic projects in the future confirmed, but also he only needs one more project to get out of his Def Jam deal, which is, I think, one of the main reasons why he's doing this. Also on this new Get Up track, he's mentioned that he walks in Def Jam and tells people to pay up because that was something that he's been vocal about. Def Jam not paying the people that helped him work on No Pressure, which he was very mad about, and he said that would make him want to come back and drop that last album to get out of his record deal, which Bobby Tarantino 3 might be. So that's all still up in the air. We don't really know which of these tracks is going to be on there. I think Vaccine and Get Up for sure, just because right after Vaccine dropped, he then also announced that Bobby Tarantino 3 was happening and was a thing, but it's all up in the air. I don't know, but I think that this thing is going to drop next week. We're going to get an announcement, a track list to cover, all throughout the next week, and that's my guess so far. I think that's a very, very well-educated guess, but now we know what you think about this. When do you think Bobby Tarantino 3 will drop? What did you think of the 2 singles we got so far? That Vaccine track, that Get Up track? Do you think the intro track will be on it? And what did you just think of, his whole progression so far with Bobby Tarantino 1, Bobby Tarantino 2, now leading up to Bobby Tarantino 3? Let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.